Alrighty, and we're back in it. We've got here in the purple Lunik as the Protoss, up one game in this series against Chad as the Protoss also. Got a hot little Protoss mirror match. Again, map not particularly sided towards any particular player. I suppose that this map is a little bit longer to move your units around if you've got ground units, so it's probably sided a little bit towards Chad based on the fact that Lunik really likes to play a lot of Zealots, man, and it's good. It's good. He's figured it out. He knows that that Zealots are the truth, and who am I to disagree, really? Last game, we saw some really aggressive early expansion out of Lunik that resulted in a high economy lead and some issues with production out of Chad that resulted in a slow-ish defeat. Hopefully, Chad's going to correct by building more units and expanding a little bit harder. But we'll see how it ends up. Chad also wasn't chrono boosting very much. He was not chrono boosting particularly aggressively. He was doing it. We did see it 2-3 times out of him, but Lunik was pretty on top of his chrono boost powers. Again, we see that early expansion out of Lunik. This is a little bit slower than his last one. He's gone for a gateway first. I think because he is a little bit worried that Chad is going to correct for that last game by being more aggressive. Building more units. We'll see how it ends up, though. Got chrono boosted gateway pumping out some zealots. This gateway not chrono boosted. Chad supply capped, costing him precious seconds on his production out of his gateway here. We got a Nexus coming in for him, though, so he's expanded at about the same rate as Lunik in this game. Last game, we saw him about 2 minutes late on that expansion, compared to what Lunik was doing, and that did cost him over the course of the game. So it's nice to see him doing that now, being on top of that. Lunik at 2 Zealots, 2/3 of the way to his signature 3 Zealot attack that will be coming imminently. We've got 10 seconds left until the aggression begins. But Chad back here got 2 Zealots. Is that enough to beat 3 Zealots? It's hard to do the math. I'll think about it. More pylons coming up. We would like to see maybe one more. There we go. Yeah, perfect. Getting a couple more pylons out. Photon cannon up. He is definitely going to be super fine against the signature 3 Zealot attack out on the way as soon as they are together and ready to go. Lunik has chrono boosted out these 3 Zealots and said it's time to get aggressive. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. And so here he goes. Again, this map is a little bit windier, so it is taking him a little bit more time to get there with this early aggression that he's got access to. Seeing him trying to micromanage both dealing with his production stuff back home and also with his small little harassment force he's got access to. Chad out with a 3 Zealots also. He said, I know how to build 3 Zealots. I can fight back. And Lunik has agreed. These players are neck and neck on their weapons upgrades, so there's not going to be any opportunity for either of them to be able to engage on one another and get some kind of advantage. Ooh. Chad walking up this probe. He was walking up this probe to get an expansion out down here, and it looks like he has managed to sneak one up here while Lunik is behind on that front. Lunik does have a Cybernetics core up, though. Chad also with a Cybernetics core up. 2 gateways. No production out of these. The second gateway is sitting idle. Lunik now has 4 Zealots. Oh, no. To Chad's 3, this is a massive army. Oh, unless that fourth one can't get in! Oh no! Disaster! Oh, it's the slap fight of a century. Lunix said, I'm going to kill this Nexus with these 2 Zealots. It will be enough. Ooh, Photon Cannon coming up. It gets destroyed. Got a probe going down. 3 Zealots coming in to reinforce. They are going to kill these couple of Zealots that are sitting here. Nexus survives through the tickle attack. And Lunik is walking a Zealot into nowhere. He is rallied incorrectly, it looks like, out of his gateway. Got armor coming up for both these players. Lunik has built 3 gateways. Uh-oh, here it comes. Lunik has so many resources at his disposal. He's not been spending his minerals particularly effectively. He should not have a stockpile this big. Meanwhile, Chad, pretty empty with 3 expansions, which means that he has definitely got more material on the board. He did lose 2 buildings there and like 1-ish unit over, I think. Yeah, what are we looking at? Yeah, it's basically nothing. Basically nothing. Chad's got about 1,000 extra resources on the board right now from what it looks like, which is probably just this full expansion right here. And we're going to start seeing this gap close up. We got Chad at even supply, even probe count, but now increasing on his probe count. I'd like to see that. Is that expansion taking effect? We're chrono boosting on these gateways, piling out sentries and zealots. Sentries are fairly good at dealing with the situation that Lunik found himself in, where he did not have any ranged attackers to deal with the carriers. However, they are not the best thing against them. They're fine. They do a little bit of extra damage versus shields, but they don't really deal with the all the fighters that come out of a carrier very effectively. We see a small force from Chad defending off against a small force from Lunik here. Chad has 12 Zealots at his disposal, but he is going to fall behind here fairly quickly if he doesn't get something crazy going on. He can build some Immortals. Immortals are very solid against Zealots if you can get enough of them together. If you can get a big firing line of Immortals around, that can do a lot of work. Chad could really be increasing his supply a lot more, though, here. He's got a pylon and a photon cannon coming in here. I'd like to see that. He's got 2 pylons warping in somewhere. It's good. He's on top of it. Lunik has some forces scattered over here, probably to prevent the expansion in a second. It's pretty good. He's gotten his expansion up now, but he's lost probably 3 full minutes of expansion time that has given Chad a plethora of resources. However, these players are sitting at really high resource counts. We'd like to see this drop. Lunik spending something, building some more zealots likely. We got Warp Gate coming online for Chad. Warp Gates are sick as fuck. They let you teleport units immediately into wherever you would like them to go. So upgrading these couple of things to some Warp Gates will be real cool. Real cool. I got cats freaking out. Lunik deciding that it is time to attack. I am deciding that he is probably correct. He's got a lot of sentries here. Here they go. Chewing away the shields on this thing. Ooh, but Chad has charge ready to go. Getting in on these zealots around the sentries. Numbers are dropping fast, though. He did not have a lot of units sitting back to defend here. Lunik still making units in the back. Chad has no production on units right now, which is not a good sign. This is going to be enough to clear up this expansion. Catch Lunik up a little bit of that time. Chad has 5,000 resources in the bank right now. Really needs to be using these warp gates to help himself out. Build some immortals. Something. Anything. Help yourself. Oh, more zealots coming in for the death blow. There we go, Chad. You figured it out. Perfect. A little bit too late, though, it looks like. Zealots wreaking havoc. The income differential increasing every moment. And that'll do it. Yep. Congratulations, Lunik. Very, very, very clean win. It was nice to see. You corrected very well against your couple of weaknesses in your first attack. And we see the Zealots just fucking doing it again. 4 gateways. It's just enough a lot of the time, you know? Just enough. Keep 4 gateways producing. Spending those minerals. It's all you really need to do at this level of gameplay, you know? Pretty solid. Very good game. Very good game.